Welcome to A&M News and welcome to our special program, A&M Adda, which means we are going to have some fun and frolic with some of the luminaries in their different fields. I have with me Ravi Bengani. Now, who is Ravi Bengani? An industrialist? A corporate honcho? No. He's all molded into one. He's also the Lawn Bowling Federation of India's president, who has a business all over the country as well as some footprints abroad. And the man is now climbing up the IOA ladder. Welcome to A&M Adda, Ravi.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for sparing the time with us.
My pleasure.
How are you doing otherwise?
Amazing, and especially spending this time with you is even more fun now. So
Ravi,
great.
tell me, you are a businessman. You had business in India as well as abroad in Croatia and things like that. What made you get into sports?
Sports was something which I have always been inclined to since my childhood, and I've tried my hand in all kinds of sports, be it golf, be it tennis, be it squash, be it lawn bowling of course, and especially lawn bowling because my father was the gentleman who rediscovered this game in India. He was the one in 1970s when there were just 5 people playing only in Calcutta. He was the one who had the vision and the dream to take it forward, and he was ably assisted by his friend who was the Secretary General in the IOA that time, Raja Ranveer Singh Ji, and they both formed a really good team, and then they both tried their best to spread the awareness of this game.
So lawn bowling runs into your family, is it? I mean, that's what I... But then we are not a politician. So how come you got into sports administration?
Sports administration because lawn bowling, since it's so near and dear to my heart, and after we lost my dad, so Ranveer uncle, and that time his daughter Sunaina ji was the president. So she and I have always been really close, and we've shared some great bonhomie throughout. So she asked me if I would like to continue with the sport, and I immediately grabbed that offer because for me when I'm in lawn bowling, or when I'm surrounded by the work for lawn bowling, it reminds me of my father. So it was something which I immediately accepted.
Have you ever played lawn bowling?
Of course, yeah. I've played lawn bowling. I have been playing till 96, and I have won quite a few championships here in the place where here it is played, in the Medan tent. But then after that I had to move over to the US for a while. So that was the time I lost touch with it. But I used to also still practice and play over there too. But that was a rarity then. It slowly became scarce. So
absolutely. So we'll get into your US and other activity. Let's have some coffee here.
Thank you very much.
So,
that's a very smart looking cup. I wish I could have brought mine, from my Croatian villa.
Absolutely, and the coffee is from the Astor Hotel, and I'm sure that they make a very good coffee.
I'm sure about it. Cheers.
If you like to add some sugar, because I take it usually without sugar.
No, I also have it without sugar only.
So getting into that your activity abroad. So now let me ask you something. What you were in the United States, you were in Croatia, you set up a business in Croatia.
Yes.
So what went through your mind when you were setting up your business in Croatia, which is of course not a very popular business destination, if I may say.
Absolutely.
And then of course the United States is a land of opportunities.
I'd gone to the US in the 90s as a student, and then I had my daughter also out there while I was there, and then I started my own business over there. Then I came back. Then I used to operate 2 or 3 offices outside at one point of time. Then after I came back, I was quite lucky. I found some good orders, and I shut down those offices, and I moved back here, and I centralized my operations here. So this was going till 2008. Before that, unfortunate Wall Street fiasco took place, wherein most of the American companies shut shop here in India for quite a few years. Who were into retail. Like I was supplying to Walmart and Macy's and all these stores. So they all took a backseat for a few years. So that was the time when I also took a backseat, and that was the time when my father also was diagnosed with a terminal illness. So then I spent some years with him, and then I was basically trying to figure out what to do. But I was in the meantime trying to consolidate everything over here, and then Croatia happened.
Okay.
And Croatia happened before they joined the EU. So I had gone there, and I could see the my vision over there was quite clear that this country will do wonders once, and they were about to join the EU at that point of time.
Great.
So I
Great.
went along with the flow with my intuition, and I'm happy about it.
Do you regret going to Croatia? Is business good in Croatia at the moment?
Oh, I loved going to Croatia. That's like the first time when I set my foot out there. I could really feel that I had been there more than a few thousand times. So that place had a soul connect with me. And whenever I'm there, it's a totally different world, and when I come here, it's a completely different world, and both the places have their pros and cons. So it's not fair to like compare which is better or which is not.
Very correct. So you've been in the United States, you've been in Croatia, you've been in India, doing your business all around. Did you, and during those period of time, where was lawn bowling? Was that still in your mind at that point of time?
Lawn bowling was was etched in my heart throughout my life, because I had started going to the club since I was a 5 or a 6-year-old kid. I had started playing at the age of 10. Of course, I couldn't play where the adults used to play. I used to play outside, but so it was always etched. And thanks to Sunana ji, I was who at that point of time was our president. I was always a part of lawn bowling. I was always in the executive committee. I think in 2016, she made me the VP, vice president.
Okay.
And now in 2022, I became the president.
So we will come to the lawn bowling part later on. So now tell me one thing, from your version, and you're a very satisfied and content person, as I can see in your face, and as I can decipher from what you're saying. There's a saying which says, behind every successful man there is a woman.
Absolutely.
So I guess you have one woman in your life.
Thank God for that. I couldn't have more.
So now tell me, where did you first meet your wife, and was it love at first sight, or was it an arranged marriage, or what kind of stuff?
I was still like in my junior year in college when I had come here on my break, and my grandfather was there, and me coming from from a Rajasthani background, though I basically consider myself Bengali because I was born and brought up here. But since those guys were
Orthodox,
so for them, so they started cooks first. They started forcing me, which eventually didn't work out. Then they started coaxing me. So that point of time, I also relented, and that's how I met my wife. I just said, the first person whom I will meet, I will just like hitch on with her. I was so disgusted at my grandfather's antiques at that point of time. I shouldn't say disgusted, but unamused, at his. So So yeah, so that's how I met up my wife Shilpa.
But that has been a blessing in disguise for you. She has been with you.
We had a great run. We've had a great run. Of course, we've had our ups and downs in life, and she is, you know, she is the wind beneath my sails, because had she not been there, Croatia wouldn't have definitely never have happened. She was the one, like, forcing me, pushing me. I was the laid back guy, you know, the you know, the go easy person who gets satisfied easily. But you know, but she told me, you know, if you have set your sights on something, you should achieve it. And so yeah, so she was definitely the wind beneath my sails, and I shall always be thankful to her.
Absolutely. Now, coming to lawn bowling, so you had a lovely family, and you had a lovely business, and then as you moved on to the more important aspect of lawn bowling administration. So my question now, although lawn bowling runs into your family, did you ever consider another sport?
Never. I've played a whole bunch of sports like golf, squash, tennis, but considering another sport, I didn't think in my heart of heart that I would be doing justice to it, because I have this funda. If I do something, I'll do it right from my heart, or I won't do it.
So it was lawn bowling. It was love at first sight as far as lawn bowling is concerned, and you went ahead with it. After your successes in business, you came back to lawn bowling administration.
I think it's all happening up there. You know, the way the things happened, and it happened at the right time. Because had this been offered to me 4 or 5 years back, I wouldn't have at the time
able to take it.
But this point of time now, my businesses in Croatia are quite a lot set up. I have a professional administration there who handles, and all those things are quite well now looked after. So for me now, I had some spare time, and I'm thinking of a few new ventures here too. So because of that, I will have to spend a lot of time here too. So you know, and this happened at the same time, and I think the main reason for that was I was the part of the selection committee which chose the team for the Commonwealth Games. And because of my experience and all, I and a few our selection committee could choose the right team this time, which brought us proud, you know, which brought us laurels. We got our first gold medal this time
in lawn bowling.
In the women's four. We also got our first silver medal this time in the men's four.
So coming to lawn bowling, how popular is the sport in India?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Lawn bowling is we are still struggling with it, frankly. We won a silver, we won a gold.
How many states play lawn bowling?
26 members we have.
You have 26 members,
yeah.
26 federations, state federations.
Associations.
State associations. So 26 states play lawn bowling.
26 associations are there, yeah.
So 26 states, I gather that they play lawn bowling.
Yeah.
So you have your nationals, and from there you have the men's team and the women's team, the girls team and the boys team.
Yeah, we have the nationals, then we have the national games also. So lawn bowling is also a part of the national games. So, and then, you know, then we have to also see the players who have been playing in those international competition, how they have been doing there. So that's how we make a short list of all our probables for the training camp. Like as we speak right now, we are undergoing a training camp in Assam right now, where we are going to choose where we have chosen the team which will represent the country in the Asian Championship, which is going to take place in Ipoh, Malaysia, from February 20th till 6th.
Where are we placed internationally in lawn bowling? How good are you?
If you ask me, we are this time. I am confident from my heart. I am confident that we will be the number one team in Asia. Though it will be tough to defeat Malaysia in Malaysia, but I am still getting that feeling that we will somehow get the number one post there. Yeah.
Where do we stand world over?
World over till 6 months back, we all were like nobody, but now the entire world has taken notice. And let me also say, we were very unlucky. We missed out on two more short medals in the Commonwealth Games, and one, if not a gold, would have been a silver for sure in our women's pair. But the girls were so excited when they had won the gold that they unfortunately couldn't see. It's not their fault, they are also humans, and they have been playing for the last so many years. So they just got like unfortunately carried away, and they couldn't focus on the game. So as far as our standing worldwide is concerned, we are still not in the top, but things will change because now
in top 50.
Sorry,
are you in top 50?
Top, I would say we are in the top 10 now.
You're in top 10.
Yeah,
That's very good.
Yeah. In the Commonwealth Games, we were the fifth place team, I think.
How many countries worldwide play lawn bowling?
Lot of them. I don't have an exact count, but most of these countries which were governed by England or who had the colonial rules, most of them play. Including the US also.
US also.
Yeah.
The US is a good team.
China. US is not a really great team, but I have played a few times there with them in Hollywood. I have played while I was going to school in Long Beach. I had gone to the bowling club in Hollywood, and I played a few times out there. So they are okay. They are not bad. Yeah. And also China plays, and China is good. China is a team which we need to be careful of, but they are not taking part in the Asian Championship this time.
How expensive is lawn bowling?
See, lawn bowling, there are two types of expenses here. One is like setting up the place. To set up a 8-green course, 8-green lane, which is a complete must if you want to hold a national games, that costs about 35 lakhs, plus some infrastructure costs you about a few more lakhs. So that's about between 35 to 40 lakhs to set up your place where you can roll. Equipment is not that expensive. It's not much. It's, I would say, how much? About by equipment I mean the woods. What the balls are called woods. Now, if you are playing singles, you get to roll 4 woods. If you are playing pairs, you get to roll 3 woods. If you are playing triples, you also get to roll. Then you just get to roll 2 woods. And the same if you are playing fours, you just get 2 woods. So the woods are like woods are slightly expensive because they need to be imported either from the UK or from Australia.
So do you get government support for lawn bowling?
That's a very that's a question which I have to think now twice before answering. The government had we were felicitated by the PM. Our honorable PM gave special attention to our players, to our lawn bowlers. He was so impressed by the games. His tweet and the tweets of our honorable President of India, and so they were really encouraging. But unfortunately, as we had not done well in the past, so we had got, along with quite a few other sports federations, we had got de-recognized. So now we are trying to get recognized back, and which should have happened a few months back, but now I've been told it should be happening soon. Okay. So because
so once you get recognized, you'll get government support as well as sponsors.
Absolutely no sponsorship for the Asian Championship. The Bowling Federation has done everything on its own. We haven't got a single paisa from the government. It's all thanks to the hard work of our BFI, the Bowling Federation of India, and our two of our sponsors, Chashma and Badulipur. Thanks, mainly thanks to them, and of course our host, the Assam Bowling Association, for hosting the trials at their expense. A big thank you to them. So it's all thanks to them that we are we can send the team for the championship. Government has not given us a single paisa.
I understand. So we are getting into another aspect of it. The last aspect is that sports in India is highly politicized. Highly politicized as far as Indian sports are concerned. And we always see political figures at the helm of affairs. As you have seen now, there were controversy regarding the Wrestling Federation of India. So now that you are in the IOA, Indian Olympic Association. So where do you see, I mean, how much of politics do you come across, and how you have been able to maneuver those politics to further the interest of the Lawn Bowling Federation or your sports interest?
See, we are a part of the IOA. I am not per se a member of the IOA as such, but we are Bowling Federation is a part of the IOA, Indian Olympic Association. Now, as far as politics are concerned, it's been there for the last 50 years. So so it's not something new. In fact, right now I will say things are much better, much better, with the new sports code coming in, with a person like PT Usha ji at the helm of affairs in the IOA, with some amazing sports people in the Kalyanji Chobe, who's the joint secretary of the IOA. He's in charge of football. He's a football footballer. With Rohit Rajpal, who's a personal friend also, he's also in the executive committee. So we have now such sports people now who have been sports people. In fact, that was also a reason why I also became the president, being an ex-player. So now it's become really important for a person to be an ex-player to be in the administrative council. Because now you can't have outsiders walking in because of their political pull or their sources or their connections and being a part of the IOA or a part of your federation. You have to be really involved in the you have to be an ex-player
to do it, which is like it's a big plus, a positive from the Indian sports point of view. And with politics sipping in different federations and eating out the basis of sports. I mean, they are not politicians, of course, at the helm of sports and doesn't understand much about sports, which they haven't played, and they still try to call the shots. But you, as an insider, what you are feeling is that situation is improving
100%
over the years, and ex-sporting personalities are now predominantly getting involved in the sports that they excel in their federation, isn't it? And which is definitely going to augur well for the country 100%. In a near future, isn't that what?
100%. I think most likely we are going to be the front contenders to host the 2036 Olympics.
Okay.
If things go the way it is going right now, we will be the host for the 2036 Olympics, after the one which will be hosted in Gold Coast in 2032.
So you feel lawn bowling will be a part of the 2036 Olympics?
2032, I am pretty sure it will be, because Gold Coast and lawn bowls go hand in hand. In fact, the World Cup also, which is in August this year, is in the Gold Coast. So Gold Coast and lawn bowling have always gone hand in hand. The 2018 Commonwealth Games was also held in the Gold Coast. So I am pretty much sure 2032 Gold Coast will be hosting. That will be our first Olympics for our federation.
Fantastic. So on a very positive note, that the lawn bowling is going to make an entry into 2032, and when in 2036 we are going to host the Olympics here, which you say in all probability we will.
We are going to win all the gold medals at that point of time. All the 8 gold medals will be ours.
Oh, absolutely. On that count, we will come to the end of our wonderful session with you, Ravi Bengani. And before we wind up, we will be having some wonderful kebabs from Asta, which is Asta is famous for kebabs in not only in Kolkata but in the eastern sector. So as we wind up, we will have share some kebabs with you.
It would be my pleasure.
And then thank you very much, Ravi.
Thank you very much for your
being
time,
with,
Avijit.
yes, for
really
being with us.
it.
And I am sure in near future we will see an Olympic gold in lawn bowling. And what we understood today from Mr. Ravi Bengani is that the entire sport administration sector is going for a sea change, and professional personalities are going to come forward. Thanks a lot once again, and thank you for watching ANM News and ANM at Adda, and we will keep on coming with more such interesting interviews and more such excellent versions in near future. Keep watching ANM News.
Please don't forget to subscribe our channel and also click the bell icon to get the latest updates.